I'm Roy from Roy's Garage. Today I'm going to be working on a 2009 Honda Civic 1.8 liter automatic. Vehicle came in, brakes are grinding. It sounds like the driver's side front brake is grinding. So I'm going to be taking it apart. These are the tools I'm going to be using today to do this job. A hood prop, rubber mallet, 3-pound sledgehammer, 2 different type flat tip screwdrivers. This is a Phillips impact screwdriver, 17mm wrench, 10mm wrench, air gun, vice grip, caliper piston compressor, Phoenix brake flusher, brake clean, bottle of water with a hole on the top, suction ball, anti-seize, and ceramic grease. These are the parts I'm going to be using today to do this job. Front brake pads, front rotors, and dot 3 brake fluid. Okay, so I turned the wheel all the way to the left. That way it's easier to film. Now I'm going to be removing this rubber cap. Loosening the bleeder screw. Removing these 2 caliper bolts, one here and one here. Uses a 12mm wrench. So when I tried loosening this bolt, this pin is spinning. So I'm going to be holding this pin with a vice grip. Removing the outboard pad. It's all worn out. Removing the inboard pad. It's all grinding metal to metal. That was the grinding sound. So I'm going to be removing the caliper mount. There's 2 bolts, 17mm wrench, so I'm going to be removing my rotor, but I got to remove these 2 screws. So I'm going to be using my impact screwdriver. So I'm going to be removing my rotor, checking the back side of the rotor. Oh, right over here, it's all grinding metal to metal. It's supposed to look like this. That's where the noise is coming from. So I'm going to be compressing my piston using this piston compressor. So I'm going to be opening up my bleeder screw, compressing the piston in. I don't want this dirty fluid to go back up to the master. That's why we opened up the bleeder screw. So I'm going to be putting some anti-seize around my hub. So I'm going to be cleaning my rotor with some brake clean. That's in case there's any oil on the rotor. You don't want any oil. And then if you notice, this is a coated rotor. What's going to happen is when you road test the vehicle, you're gonna hear a grinding sound. That's all of this coating coming off. Just drive it around for a few miles and eventually that noise is gonna go away, then you'll be good to go. So we're gonna be putting the rotor on. Putting some anti-seize around these screws. So I'm going to be tightening it. Okay, so I'm going to be lubricating these pins. Going to be taking it apart. Just clean it up. Okay, so I'm going to be putting some grease in the caliper mount. Okay, greasing up the pins. Lubricating my hardware. I'm reusing the old hardware. There's new hardwares that come with the brake pad. Those hardwares, if you put them on, a lot of times it doesn't fit good. It wants to fall off. So if your old hardware is still good, just reuse it. Most of the time it's still good. So bolting up my caliper mount. Putting on my pads. If you notice, this pad has a wear indicator that goes on the inside of the rotor, and my rotor is spinning counterclockwise, so this has to be on the top. Putting some grease on the back of this pad. Just smear it around. All you need is a little. Greasing up the caliper. Installing the caliper. Tightening up the caliper bolts. Holding my pin. So now we're going to flush out the brake system. So I'm going to be removing the brake fluid from the master cylinder. I'm going to be sucking it out with my suction ball. So remove this screen. And suck out as much brake fluid as you can. So I'm going to be flushing out the brake system. I'm going to be using my Phoenix brake flusher. I'm going to be pumping fresh fluid from the caliper up to the master. Okay, so first we got to open up the bleeder screw. So it takes about half a bottle per wheel. Okay, so we're going to be locking it up. Okay, so I'm going to be removing the brake fluid again. Just suck out as much as you can. So I'm going to be filling up the reservoir with brake fluid. Don't forget to put your screen in. Put the cap on. So I'm going to be starting up the vehicle. Pumping my brake pedal up and down no more than halfway until you feel pressure. That feels pretty good. So now with my hood prop, I'm going to be pressurizing the brake system. One against the brake pedal while the other side against the seat. Okay, so I'm going to be opening up my bleeder screw. Make sure there's no air in the system. That looks good. Lock it up. Shoot some water on the bleeder. Brake fluid is water soluble. Blow it down with some air. Dry it up. Now we're going to be pressurizing the brake system again. So I'm going to be pressurizing the brake system again. Okay, hold it for about 15-20 seconds and check for leaks. That guy looks really dry. So put on your rubber cap and you're good to go. So that's how you replace a front brake pad and rotors. If you have any questions, comment below. Make sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.